you? No, it's Joaquina. Hello and welcome to Que Hace Cici, and today we'll be making a breakfast skillet. Please be nice, I'm not a chef. We'll start off with some oil. Make sure that your pan, I'm using a cast iron, is hot. And then we are going to be adding some sausage. You can actually use whatever, like if you have bacon or whatever. I'm just using some sausage. You can add more or less. I'm just making a little bit. Well, it's not really a little bit because it's going to end up being a lot, but you know. So, yeah, you're going to let your meat brown. And oh my goodness, I did not realize that Miss Rachel was in the background so loud. I'm still trying to get the hang of this editing thing from the MacBook. So I'm having a hard time figuring out how to use all like how to lower the voice in the background. So we'll see how this one goes. So if you have any recommendations on like what app to use to edit videos, please let me know. I am just so bad with like technology. I just didn't grow up with any of like computers, stuff like that. Actually, that's a lie. I had a computer, but we didn't have internet. So like I just never used it, and I just feel like I'm so behind. But yeah, so while your meat is cooking, browning, whatever, I'm gonna cut up some onions, tomatoes, and I also did jalapenos. You can actually use whatever vegetables you want. This is just what I had. And I'm gonna give some to my baby, so I am gonna make like his portion separately so that he doesn't get any of like the jalapeno and stuff. But if you wanted to add like bell peppers, you could. I just like to cut everything up beforehand and have it ready. No. But yeah, that's what I had. I didn't have any more bell peppers. Also, please don't come for me. Like, I am not no chef. I don't know how to cut properly, chop properly, I guess. So y'all don't come for me, okay? So I feel like before I had my baby, like I barely ever ate breakfast. Or really, I think I had like maybe like one good meal a day. I don't know, I just was not a big eater, I guess, which is honestly a problem, you know. I think we should all have like our full 3 meals a day. And so it's been really hard trying to figure out like what to make for breakfast every single day. Same thing as lunch and dinner. And it's like, oh my goodness, like I don't want to give you the same food every day, but like, you know, it's hard. So I'm like trying to figure out just like different recipes and just meals to give him, just to change it up a bit, you know. Also, make sure you're checking up on your meat. Like, clearly I'm not. Yeah, so like now I'm in charge of a little human, you know, trying to keep him alive, healthy. So I do try to expose him to like everything. The only thing here that I'm not gonna give him is obviously the jalapeno, just because he's so little. Like he's tried like little spicy stuff here and there on accident, because you know he tries to grab stuff, but I don't really want to expose him to anything spicy where it can just like mess up his stomach at such a like young age, you know. But I do try to expose them to like onions and other vegetables. Like I feel like onions are something that little kids are always so picky about. I know that was me. Like I used to eat everything when I was little, and then I think one of my cousins was like, "Oh, I don't like onions," and I was like, "I don't like onions." So yeah. So next here, I washed these little potatoes. You can use like normal potatoes and just cut them up, but I'm just using these because this is what I have, and I'm just cutting them, making them kind of like the same size. And yeah, Yeah, I like to use these because they're a little bit more like bite size, and they're a lot easier for him to grab. I feel like when I cut up stuff way too small, even though I'm like trying to prevent him from like choking, I feel like that it makes it actually worse. Like, so I think it's a lot better when he can actually like grab it with his hand and like be able to eat it at his own pace. But yeah, you can cut it up however you want. That's just how I'm doing it. And yeah, also make sure you're still checking up on your meat. Make sure it cooks through all the way. Since it's pork, I always like to make sure that it's good. But yeah, you can use bacon or there's these like chicken sausages. I'm not a huge like chicken fan like that, but there's these chicken sausages from Costco. I forgot what the brand is, but they're so good. So you can use that. You can use any protein you want, honestly. But yeah, I just cut them all up, and I'm putting them in a bowl. You need to make sure you wash your potatoes. You can even peel them if you don't want no skin on them. But I just did that. I washed them, and then I just cut up like the little ugly parts. So yeah, make once your meat is all done, make sure you take it out. Um, yeah, mine still has like little crumbs. Low key was almost burning, but trying to multitask here. So now that we have them all cut up, I like to put some olive oil or whatever oil you have, it doesn't matter. And then I do Italian seasoning. I do garlic powder, but I didn't have any more. So garlic powder, I think I did paprika. Yeah, paprika. Honestly, you can use any seasoning you like, but that's just like what I like to use. I do onion powder and just kind of eyeball it, see how much seasoning you like on it. It's up to you, whatever you like. I just kind of go by color. And then salt and pepper to taste. You can add more or less. To me, like, this sausage is already salty, so I don't like to add too much. But obviously, once it's cooking, whatever, taste it, see if you like it, add more. It's kind of hard when you already put too much because you can't really take away from it. But potatoes do soak up salt pretty well. And then I just mix it, give it a little toss. Add a little bit more oil if you need to. And I never said this was healthy, so this is just breakfast. So now you add your potatoes. If you need to lower your heat, do that. If you need to add a little bit more oil, do that as well. I kind of let the heat be up a little bit too high, but yeah, just let your potatoes, get all golden. I did flip them all just so I can kind of see which ones are even, so that they're cooking evenly as possible. After a couple minutes, I did just start to flip them, kind of see where they're at. You can just see that they start to get like real golden. So I started flipping the ones that were the most ready and letting the other ones just kind of get a little bit more golden and cooked. Like, I am so grateful for Miss Rachel, you know, like I put her on, and like he's like super entertained with her, and it allows me to do stuff. I don't really like to show him too much screen time, but sometimes it is necessary, especially when I'm cooking. I don't want him to be like too near, um, or just getting into stuff because I'm not really, not that I'm not paying attention, but I just don't have my eyes on him 24/7. Or when I'm actually doing like dishes and I'm putting stuff away, he likes to like open the dishwasher and like climb into it. And obviously, if I'm putting stuff in there like knives, like I don't want him touching that, so I always have to put on the TV just to kind of distract him, at least when I'm alone, you know. It's sometimes necessary, but I don't think screen time is bad if it's in like moderation, you know. But yeah, here I'm just flipping them and then just checking them and seeing, like, trying to make sure they're cooking as even as possible. You don't want your potatoes to be raw because that don't taste good. Also, like, I was just having such a hard time flipping stuff because I have like wrist issues, and I've had them for a while. Like, I get like joint pain. I think I have like carpal tunnel and stuff, but I low-key feel like I have arthritis now or something. I don't know. But yeah, I was just like struggling. Like, my wrist hurt, and like sometimes I lose like, what is it called? Like, I feel like I don't have strength in my hands sometimes, and they just hurt really bad. And it kind of sucks because even just like to open like caps here and there, like they hurt so bad, and I'm not able to. So that's like super shitty. Oops, I said a bad word. Yeah. But yeah, these potatoes are taking longer. But you know, this came, like, I think I did all this in like less than 30 minutes. Like, I was trying to cook as in real time as possible, just so that you can see that, you know, it doesn't take that long. But once your potatoes are done, you add your vegetables. So I only did the onions and tomatoes at the same time because, like I said, I was gonna cook like my son's portion separately, which is what I'm gonna do right now. So I just did that first, but you can go ahead and add all your veggies at the same time. This is just so that I can keep the jalapenos away from his food. And you just kind of want to saute it. And yeah. So here I am just kind of making little room for eggs for my son. I give him scrambled eggs, so that's what I'm doing. If you wanted to do scrambled eggs for this, you can. But towards the end, you'll see I don't do scrambled eggs. I just put them in there, and then I cover them up. But if you wanted to do scrambled, you can. And so, like, once your vegetables are like translucent and then they're a lot softer, it depends on how like mushy, I guess, you want them, or like softened you want them. You can either saute them for longer or for less time. But mine kind of got a little bit overdone just because I did have to make his egg separately. But I do try to mix a little bit of everything in there. Yeah, early on I realized that I kind of have to make his food not separately, like not make him a completely different food, but like incorporate our meals into his. Like I feel like before I would make him a completely different meal, and it's just a lot, honestly. It is a lot trying to make his meal and then also making it like balanced, and then go and make our breakfast as well. It's just a lot more dirty dishes. So I found like trying to give him whatever we eat. Obviously, if it's like spicy or whatever, then we're not gonna do that. I'm gonna make something still the same, but just not put that in there, if that makes sense. But I just added in the sausage, and then I'm gonna add some of the potatoes and stuff in there as well, just so that he gets a little bit of everything. I will say that I did enjoy making his little meals, like all his little purees and stuff. I just thought it was so cute, and I don't know, it just felt really like I guess satisfying, and then just knowing that he's not putting in like a lot of junk, you know, a lot of like the purees and stuff. They just have so much extra sugar that they don't need when they're small. But you know, I do give him sugar. I'm not like a, what is it, almond mom or whatever. I do allow him now that he's a little bit older to have like sugar, just obviously in moderation. But now I went ahead and added the jalapeno. But yeah, I just feel like when they're so small, they don't need all that. But I do understand that not everybody has that luxury, and I have been very blessed to be able to give him that. And it is a lot of work, I will say that. So I am no one to shame anybody, because I do understand, and it does get really hard. And for me, like now I'll give him like those little food pouches, or the fruit pouches mainly, because he doesn't really eat like food purees. He eats solids obviously, but I just try to get the ones with no sugar, just because it does make him a little crazy. So once you have all your veggies sauteed, you add back all like your sausage or your bacon, whatever you used. And so here, I'm just kind of like incorporating it all together, you know. But I am gonna add the eggs next. And like I said, if you want to do a scramble, you can, or like even beat your eggs beforehand, and then pour it over. You can do that. But I'm just adding the eggs straight in there and doing like I wouldn't call it a sunny side, but maybe like an over medium egg. And yeah, you could add more eggs. I just did. I think I'm gonna do like 3 eggs or something like that. But yeah, you can do more eggs if you wanted to. That's just what I did. But yeah, you're gonna add your egg, and then if you need to add a little bit more oil just so it doesn't stick, you can. But like I said, this isn't a healthy meal, because nothing about this is healthy. It's just a lot of oil. But it was just something different, you know, because we've gone to like breakfast places and we get skillets, and they're so expensive. I'm like, I could make that at home. But yeah, if you want to add more salt and pepper, I think I did add salt and pepper on top of the eggs. And then taste your potato, see if it tastes good or not, if it needs more salt or less salt. I don't really do measurements, because I just like follow my heart, you know. So yeah, so I added the eggs, and then I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna cover it once I season it with a lid, and just let it like let it cook that way. So it'll be sitting there for a little bit. So once my eggs are like kind of to where I want, I added some cheese. Honestly, I don't know what it is, but I just have not been a cheese girl lately. So you can add more cheese or less. I don't know, man. Cheese, like, I used to love cheese, and don't get me wrong, I still like cheese here and there, but like for a moment there, cheese has been giving me like the ick. I know that's weird because cheese is delicious, but I don't know what it is. But yeah, look at that. So yeah, so now I'm just gonna serve it up, and I hope if you do make this, I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. And if you thought that was it, that is not it, okay? Because I am going to show you my coffee obsession, like my go-to coffee at the moment. I just love coffee so much, and it is so expensive to constantly go and buy it, okay? Especially if it's not good. So I have an espresso, and I do it's a double shot of espresso. That's what I'm making right now. Honestly, you could even use instant coffee. I love, y'all know the dalgona coffee. I love it. It's so delicious. It's so good. And please ignore the #1 dad cup. That's all I have here. But yeah, so you do a double shot of espresso. You can do instant coffee as well if you wanted to. I'm a fan of instant coffee or instant espresso. It's just as good, honestly. And once you get your espresso shot, I don't know why I recorded the whole thing, but I like to use the Trader Joe's oat milk creamer, the brown sugar oat milk creamer. It is so good. If you haven't tried it, I highly recommend. I think that makes like the perfect brown sugar oat milk shaken espresso, because I've tried doing it by myself. Like I've tried the syrups and I don't like it. I don't like the syrups, like the Torani brand. I am not a fan. But yeah, so I added that into that, and I added some cinnamon. I don't know why I didn't show it, but it's the Trader Joe's oat milk brown sugar creamer. It's so good. Literally tastes like the Starbucks one. I feel like when I used to try to make it at home, it just did not taste the same. But this way, literally with just that creamer, it is so delicious. So yeah, so you just froth it, and then you're gonna get a cup with ice. And I like oat milk, but you can use any milk. Any milk of your choice. I do unsweetened oat milk because I feel like the creamer is already sweet enough. Like there's no need to. But obviously, if you're like if you love your coffee sweet, you know, go ahead and use sweetened. I am not a sweet coffee girl. Like that's just not me. I like my coffee to be strong, but this is a lot lighter. It's not really strong, so don't worry about that. But obviously, if you want it stronger, I would add more espresso. But yeah, you do your oat milk. You just pour over your espresso, and then you're gonna pour over your creamer and mix, and it will be delicious. I just love the oat milk, the brown sugar shaken espresso. So good. Literally my go-to coffee. And obviously this isn't really shaken. Ah! But yeah. Yeah, but just give it a little mixy mix and enjoy. Thank you for being here today. I hope I did better on the editing. But thank you so much. Bye.
Oh my god, Kylie Jenner, is that you?
No, it's
Okay, get your autograph.